Hello everybody, and welcome to another Jarrison Time informational video. In today's video, we will be looking at how to integrate Jarrison Time with the Sage 300 API. Once we've logged into Jarrison Time, we'll start by going to the menu bar, clicking on Setup, at the bottom, Third-Party Import. In this new window that has opened up, we'll then click the Add button, and from there, we will go through to the drop-down at the top. We'll click on this drop-down and change it to the Sage 300 API. From here, we have 4 fields to fill in to get started. We have our company ID, API URL, the API key, and the company name. Out of those fields, we then have 3 of them that are found within the Sage 300 program. That will be your company ID, your API URL, and your API key. And in today's example, we will be using some test data so that we can get a successful connection. After we've inputted all of the needed information, we'll then click on the Test API Connection button. This will then go through and test the connection. Here we see successfully connected to Sage 300 API, knowing now that the information we have inputted is correct. After that, we'll then hit the Save button. After that, we'll go through to our next tab, which is Field Mapping. We'll click on this, and then we will go ahead and allocate the corresponding fields in the Sage 300 system to the defined fields found in Jarrison Time. This is to make sure that the employee information imports correctly. We will see there are defined fields as well as custom fields that could be set up for extra information. In this following example, we will only be working with the defined fields, after which we can then click Save again. Then moving on to our last tab here, which then is our Leave tab. If it is that we did want to actually allocate or enable the leave so that we can import that data as well, we can then say enable the leave, then set as well days to go back and days to go into the future to make sure that we define the date range for Jarrison Time to check during each import done. Once these settings are set as needed, we can click Link Leave. We then see the list of leave types available in Sage, which we can then link in JT. First one would be annual leave on the left hand side, where on the right hand side we will then link it to the JT adjustment. So on this drop down, as we see the annual leave, we can then allocate to annual. Sick leave, we are going to then allocate to sick paid. We then have family responsibility, which will go to the same, and maternity leave through to maternity. After we're done with that, we can then click the Save button. Being done with all of the setup for our actual leave, we then see we have completed all of the needed fields. We can then click on the Close button, after which we will move back to the menu bar at the top left and click on Import. Now, from here we have 2 options. It is import employees from a third party, or it is import employees leave from third party. So for the first example on how to do it manually, let's start with the employees from third party. When you click on that, and a new window will open up. Now, from this window, we'll find a drop-down which contains third-party import options. And then we're going to click on Import. Once we've done that, we see it starts connecting to the API. And here we go. It starts by adding all of the employees found in Sage 300 to Jarrison Time. And after we are done, we'll then see it says it found 65 employees, imported 65 employees. And now we are done importing employees into Jarrison Time. After that, we'll then go back through to import once more, and we'll do the employee leave from third party. In the new window that opens up, we'll see again we have a drop down where we can select our different third party imports should we want to, and then we have a from date and a to date as well. Now those 2 dates will then depend on where your data is lying, and in today's example ours does sit on a very specific date, so let's go and find that. After we have selected our date, we will then click on the Import button. After that, we can see that the system is indicating it has found and imported 10 adjustments in the selected date range, and it is calculating the data for us by calculating the results of the date ranges now with the newly imported adjustments included. And there we have it, the 10 have been imported. So after that, we can then click on the Close button. always just taking into consideration those were 2 manual imports that were done, and there is also the option to automate imports using the planned events feature. That will be all for the video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.